I'm sorry, Jeff Bezos. Please don't take us off the air. She knows not what she does. I'm so sorry.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to EUphoria. We are a community that loves, shares love, shines love, feels love for the TTRPG community, particularly the amazing, talented, diverse people who are based all across Europe. My name is
Hmm.
Aida. My pronouns are she and her. I'm a Latinx woman of color. Happy Latin Heritage Month. I have tan skin, dark eyes, dark wavy hair, and I am wearing an orange knit sweater. Friend, who are you?
Me, JC Darcy. Hey friends, I use they them pronouns and I'm a white, AFAB, non-binary person with it's getting kind of long brown hair, round glasses with a green frame, and I'm wearing a black jumper with a really, really bright sequin lightning bolt across it. I didn't think it was gonna go this crazy on camera, but woo, look at it go.
It looks nice on camera.
Thank you. And we're here to send off MECHtember. Hashtag MECHtember. So long, farewell. We knew thee well. We enjoyed the heck out of you, but it's time to say goodbye. And we're going to do it the way that we always do with these events. And we're just going to run down some games that we have enjoyed and spot the common theme. They are all mech games and they're all from Europe, a geographical Europe on this old side of the pond. We did a call out on the socials and we said, tell us about your games. And I think one person said, here is my game. So we don't have as many as we normally do this week, but this is what we do when we get more and more niche. We look into more specific genres of
This
European games.
this was niche. Last year around this time, sort of ish, we had sci-fi games,
Mm,
and I was thinking like, wait, did we cover that game? Did we cover that? I actually had to go back, and
hmm.
some of those games included mechs, and I'm like, I don't want to repeat any, so
Yeah, there's a bunch that we could have included, but I had my list and I showed Ida my list and she said, no, 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 not that one. Crossed them out with a big red pen and said, no, we can't talk about that one. But if you go back and check the VOD for Summer of Sci-Fi last year, there's a few games in there that are Mac based and they're good ones.
yeah, yeah, and I'm happy that we got to spend a whole month loving on mechs.
Mm.
Me projecting, me interpreting that this is Darcy's other love language a little bit. So says the Holy Tome.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What this one you mean? You think I'm not gonna talk about this one? This one right here? Ah, this is Lancer, you guys. Have you heard me talk about Lancer? Have you heard about our Lord and Savior Lancer? You know that I love it because it's got the things in it that help me find the locations of the things that I like. You know that I love it because this is first edition printing. You can't buy this anymore, which is a shame because my spine is a little bit bashed. Um, but we get to claim this one because Lancer by Tom Bloom and another guy. Tom Bloom is actually English. I believe he lives in the US now, but we can claim him. So I can claim Lancer.
I'm reeling him
It's fine.
back.
It's fine. He's doing well over there. We don't begrudge him it. But we get to claim him, and I get to talk about Lancer for a little bit because for me this is it. This is the mech game. This has the crunch, the correct amount of crunch, by which I mean quite a bit in combat at least. There's a lot of mechanics that it's like, I do this, but wait, this triggers this, but you can't do this if I'm behind cover. A lot of those sort of like crunchy things that interweave with one another, and that's quite nice. And then when you're out of your mechs and you're doing narrative game, it's basically a separate game, and it's deeply inspired by Blades in the Dark, which is my favorite system. So it's got absolutely everything that I love. It uses like playbooks, it uses XP in the same way that Blades in the Dark does, it uses clocks, which are my favorite things.
Ah,
And it just feels good. It just feels good to play. The back half of the book, like the blue tabs, double checking, not the blue tabs. Everything that isn't tabbed. This back section here is all lore. This is just the setting and the universe,
oh nice.
and it's wonderful. It's just really well thought out. If you've seen any of other Tom Bloom's other work, like Kill Six Billion Demons, you know that the guy goes hard. He goes hard on lore and setting everything up. Um, he's created a really fantastic world in which you can do basically anything that you would ever want to do within the mech genre. You can live in the core worlds where everything is utopian and beautiful, or you can push to the frontier of the galaxy where the core ideals haven't yet become reality. There's some wonderful APs of it you can check out. There are some fantastic supplements that you can check out. I could play nothing but Lancer for the rest of my life and be a very, very happy bean. It's a wonderful game, and I highly, highly recommend that you go and check it out. It's on itch.io. It's constantly in like the top 5 games on itch.io, so Lord knows they don't need my pitch to get people to go and buy it. But hey, here it is. If you really want to understand why I love mech games, that's the one to go and check out. It's Lancer by Mastiff Press.
That's pretty cool that one game can encompass so much and it's such a springboard for further
Mm,
creativity and further creativity.
for
And
sure.
last year, I think we even talked about one group of people who included like Philippine
Mm.
mythology, culture, story settings in Mac world as well.
We did. That's a different game though. That's Kupat Banwa.
No, you're
Um,
right, but
and we
Macs
did
also
shout that
mechs.
out. Yes, yeah, Filipino mechs,
Yeah,
Filipino mythology meets mechs. But I'm not allowed to shout that out because they're not in Europe.
but they were published by a European publisher.
Oh, that's a different game. That's Mahalika.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's published by our friends at Soul Muppet. Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes. So
they're
there are
pretty cool.
actually 2 Filipino mech games, which is incredibly wonderful.
I love
If
it.
we, yeah, and yeah, Peregrine in the chat says, "I've got to shout out the artwork in Lancer is just bonkers. Every single mech frame gets its own full page spread." And Tom Bloom, hey, fuck you for being so talented. Not only does all the writing, does all the art as well. Unfair. But yeah, no, also have to shout out the American, I suppose. The actual game design is done by, I'm going to get his name correct instead of not getting it correct, because that's usually not a good idea. Miguel Lopez is the game designer, and everything else is, I'm really talented, Tom Bloom.
I need to share some like book tabs with you. Like,
Please do.
would you like to add some kitty cats to your Lancer book?
Maybe not to my Lancer book, but maybe to a different book. They're so cute.
Oh
There's
man.
nothing I love more. Genuinely, I've posted about this before. Like, I'm gonna have a really good afternoon, guys. This is what I'm up to, and it's a big chunky TTRPG book and a stack of those sticky post-it notes, and I just have a cup of tea, put something on Netflix, and go to town. I love stationery. I love people who love stationery. Once I love a book, I think I've done that to Lancer, Inevitable, and Blades in the Dark. They're the 3 that I've like,
The place
they're
of
my king.
honor.
Yeah.
We actually get to use the station and just look at it like only for a special thing. It's that thing.
Mhm, mhm,
I have not had so much Mac specific TTRPG experience, say for one experience a million years ago before EUphoria. Darcy and I I roped Darcy into joining a now defunct channel called Horde of Tales. And we played these one shots. And one of them was a game by Nijari Ray, where we were with an all European cast, includes POC. That's where we sort of started the testing grounds and building our networks in. And we were essentially all the emotions of a failing AI within a mech. The pilot is incapacitated, but we split off into emotions within the mech of fear, love, anger, etc. And it was one of those moments where we had that sort of, yes, if you sort of science your way, you can make it happen, a la Star Trek, but also the very visceral, hard emotions, which are most Reina Jodi games because their stuff is fantastic. And it was also with such a wonderful cast that we all knew about each other. We all knew of
mm,
each other, but we never really played with each other. But we were the kind of people that we all were on our own respective streams. We did
mm,
the thing and we did it wonderfully. And then we had that moment where, like, if we were on a stage in physical person, we would have looked at each other and just like, did we just do that? That was
mm.
intense. Wow. Like positively
Yeah.
gushing. And that very wonderful experience was the vehicle was a mech TTRPG.
Mhm. It's
So
interesting
yeah.
how many mech games and I'm gonna call you out now. Emotions in a mech game? Ida, surely not, no.
What emotion was I? I was Fear. I think I was Fear.
Well, yeah, I can check because I have it open in the tab because I've been meaning to watch it for weeks since you first told me about it. Where is it?
Chris Metham from Some Other Heroes UK channel
Mhm.
was Love.
You were
Nathan
the
Blake.
fear. Yep,
Nathan
Nathan was the
Blake
anger.
was anger, and like, holy moly, some of the things they said hit. We consented to it all. It
Yeah,
was like
yeah.
was eh,
Stacked cast, really
really
stacked
stacked cast.
cast.
So highly recommend if you're not familiar with mechs, you don't have to be. You don't have to always agree on what a mech is or conceits of. You don't necessarily have to you don't necessarily have to be super familiar with the with the culture, the pop media culture about
Mm,
surrounding mechs. They're just a story. They are a storytelling method.
mhm,
Lean into it, and maybe, just maybe, you will fall in love with them, and it will be all about mechs.
mhm. I'm a big advocate for that, 100%.
Alrighty. I'm gonna let's start with my friend Darcy, because I
Yeah, go for
personally
it.
I'm curious about the game you have on your screen. So we are gonna
This
talk
one?
about TTRPGs that have within part of their stories or core tenant mechs, broad definition from
Mhm.
creatives who are based in Europe, broadly geographically, that whom we have vetted to the best of our ability, also being in Europe. There were some games like we saw at least one other game on our socials like me, but I couldn't verify where the heck this
Oh,
person was
no.
based.
Oh,
Yeah, yep. So it's like,
no, can't do it.
can't do it, or would feel anyway. To the good stuff, good stuff.
Good stuff.
Happy positivity, radiating strong power.
What,
What?
this game? This
That one.
game? Sad teen mecha pilots? Whoops. I think we've gone wrong somewhere there. No, listen. If you want to know what a mech is, if you want a definitive description, go and watch the Is This a Mech panel that we did earlier in the week. There were unanimous decisions. It was clear cut. Everybody agreed. It was very boring, to be honest. But we all agreed exactly what is and is not a mech. Thomas the Tank Engine is a mech. You may be
That's
surprised to know.
wrong. That's so
It's not. The logic was flawless. We managed to convince Marcus. That's how you know it was a strong argument.
wrong. So
One of the requirements that we agreed all mech things need to have, mechs as a vehicle, as a thing, as an object, as a genre, you gotta have a sad backstory. Like, if there's not some trauma going on there, then are you really using it to its full potential? What's that? You need a game to really mechanize that and facilitate that. Sad Teen Mecha Pilots is by Unknown Dungeon, who, as far as I am aware, are from the UK. This is on itch.io. It's currently pay what you want. Over 20 years ago, the first demon attacked. Humanity fought back but suffered great losses. And in the decades since, the secretive program was initiated to build monstrous biomechanical mechas to fight the demons and train the young pilots who control them. And you are those pilots. Biomechanical. We did allow this. We did allow biomechanical in the panel. This is okay.
so it has been said, gavel.
That is it. We are the look. If anybody else wants to put on a panel and challenge us, feel free. But at the moment, we are the authority. So yeah, I had never heard of this game until I started researching things for this precise stream. But look at it. It's wonderful. It's actually a one-page RPG. I went and got it to check it out so that you can tell. And look what's right there. A clock. I'm in. I'm sold. Done. It's fantastic.
Could I
Um,
maybe, just in case, do the thing? What if we do it carefully? What if no clock is ticking? Pizza
clock is ticking.
slices are going.
This is one of the wonderful things that I found in a lot. And like, crikey, so I found so many mech games. There are so many mech games out there. Unfortunately, I can't talk about them because they're not from Europe. One that I've recently backed on Kickstarter and fallen head over heels in love with is very about the ticking clock. Is very about you're at war, something awful, something dramatic, something major is going to happen, and you don't have time. You have a big mech and a big gun, and you're gonna have to use it. I really like the emotional and like moral tension of having a really powerful weapon and wanting to justify the use of it, but not necessarily having time. I think that's a really rich vein that a lot of mecha anime and things exploring the genre really get into. So this is a way to do it. Like, you're a teenager. Content warning, I guess, if that's a line for you, you can kind of define where your teenagers sit on that level of, you know, age. But yeah, you are a pilot. There's a fairly quick and easy way to create your characters. You have a motivation, you have an insecurity, you have the chance to do downtime, which is also something that you find is really important in a lot of mech games, to have the moment in the mech versus out the mech, those messy relationships and all those entanglements that really come to life. And then you have a demon attack, and you must fight the demon, and there's a doomsday clock right there for you to tick away. That to me is that sounds like a really great entry level. Like, not a lot of crunch, not the level of Lancer stuff. Narrative fiction first. Let's just get in the mech and see what happens, see what stories we can tell. So yeah, that sounds really, really cool. That's Sad Teen Mecha Pilots by Unknown Dungeon. Go and check it out on itch.
Kick ass. Nice. Because if it had as much crunch as Lancer, in a
Mm.
one page, that'd be like microscopic fonts.
I mean, yeah, you saw the size of the Lancer book. It takes a lot of space.
That I happen to have a copy at home. That is
Mm.
the heaviest, like physically
Hmm.
by weight, the
Yeah.
heaviest book in the drawer, in
And you
the
had to
shelf.
take that on an aeroplane, right?
In a backpack. Holy moly!
That's
While
wild.
while being a tourist in London.
You made your choices, friend. You made your choices.
It's a lot of fun. I will say, just to briefly push back on the all wise panel.
I don't think you're allowed to do that.
For me, if it's a life form, has sentience, cannot be mech, which is why transformers for me are not mechs. They're life forms. They're mechanical life forms.
So we actually did agree with that. Yes, Optimus Prime was on the list, and we agreed no, not a mech, a sentient being.
Thomas the Tank Engine is a sentient being.
Okay, all right. So what we also decided is that you're allowed like one exception. There is, you're laughing, but it all stacks up. You can set
I mean
you
to
can set the
continue the things
definitions.
forward. Yeah.
For sure. You set the definition of a thing, but then when you're going to write something in that genre, you're always wanting to push, aren't you? Like, you're always wanting one thing to kind of bend, maybe to the point of breaking and beyond, to change one thing. We agreed that you're allowed to change one thing. Shut up, Thomas the Tank Engine is mech. Moving on. Chat says, okay, here's a question. If it was so hard to get European mech game recommendations, is this a sign that mechs don't have the same cultural weight in Europe? Really interesting question.
I
I don't
wonder.
know that we have the full authority to answer that with any level of accuracy.
I will
I
also
don't.
say that a lot of TTRPG creators simply don't label where they're from.
Yeah, that's a massive, massive point against it. There may be 10 times more. We just couldn't find them. Um, but also, in terms of the people that we look for, like, we're always trying to find POCs from Europe who are creators. We're always trying to find queer people and femmes and disabled and neurodivergent people.
And
We
non-English language ones.
Yeah. And just because of population, there are just like numbers wise, there are less people and less games to draw from. We do find it hard, and we're constantly railing against it as a problem. But that's what we're here to do, like to send up this bad signal and say, we're here and we want to hear from you. Here we are. Come find us. If you build it, they will come. And something that we're really hoping is going to continue to happen is like we're a snowball rolling down the hill, and we're going to pick people up as we go. Hopefully.
Is Katamari Damacy a mech?
Okay. I have to confess, I don't know what that is.
It's this video game where you just roll up everything. So you have a little ball and you're a little guy,
Mm.
your little dude, and you
Mhm.
roll the ball. And the ball picks up pebbles and grass. Eventually, the
Oh!
ball is going to pick up slippers. Eventually, the ball is going to get bigger, pick
Uh-huh.
up tables, cars, people, houses, blocks, countries,
Sounds
worlds.
sounds like a mech to me. If it has limbs and a sad backstory, can the pilot leave the vehicle?
There's no pilot. There's a little dude rolling it like a
Oh,
dung beetle.
then no, it's not a
But
mech.
they're
Sorry.
directing it.
Oh, and they can leave it and then walk away from it and then come back to it and
Yeah,
continue piloting it. Yeah, it's a mech. Yeah.
like a dung beetle can
Yeah.
like stop rolling,
Is
and
a dung beetle a mech?
there's nothing mechanical about it. It's an
Then probably
exoskeleton.
that could be your one exception though.
I don't want to use the exception for that specifically
Why not? You coward.
because it has to be something like more face palmy to spend it on.
Oh, okay. Like Thomas the Tank Engine, for instance.
For instance, but I will find the equivalent next year. Ask you about it next year.
also says I really want to run a mech game in Fabula Ultima. Yes, yes, yes. Fabula Ultima would be great. That would fit into this stream because Fabula Ultima is by a group of Italian designers and they are wonderful people and they won Ennies and they deserved it because that game rocks. Does there exist a supplement to do mechs in Fabula Ultima, or is that something that person in chat you're talking Jay Vodoon, you're talking about homebrewing,
It's,
adapting? I would love to know about
sounds
this.
like home brewing,
I would
but
love
we
to
do
know
know
about
that
it.
Fabula Ultima is based on JRPGs and those
Mm,
sort of tropes and themes.
mm,
Even artistically, is very similar. Harkens to is it?
mm.
Um, JRPGs totally have giant robots, whether you recognize mech
Absolutely.
it's not. Definitely.
That would work
Uh,
fantastically. Yeah, definitely. I would
oh,
love to hear about that.
I want to hear about that. We have a pitch form open. We'll talk about that later. More mechs, more mechs, more mechs. We talked about sad teen mecha pilots. What if they were happy, blushing teen or young adult or people
Mm,
mecha pilots?
mm.
So I have a supplement that is called Sword Pilots from Europa by W.H. Arthur, based in the UK. And this is, as the title says, a system agnostic setting compatible with thirsty sword lesbians.
We love those two lesbians.
If you're not familiar with thirsty sword lesbians, it is a 2d6 system, PBTA system, where you are essentially lesbians with swords, thirsty for
No,
each other.
surely not. No, look at it. Look at it.
So gay.
Oh,
It's
so
so gay.
gay.
It's so gay. It's beautiful. It's gay in all the right ways.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you get to sort of use these sort of emotional connections, trysts,
Mm-hmm.
also physical violence, like cool story. It's very, very revolutionary girl Utena. But now give it Max. But now give it school drama. And now fight for your love with Max. Oh my god, did which came first? This game or the latest Gundam? Blue Witch.
Oh, I believe that this game did. No, wait, doesn't it? Isn't it mentioned that it's actually inspired by Witch
Because
from Mercury? Witch from Venus? Is she from Mercury or Venus? I can't remember. I started watching that
Mercury.
and then had to stop because it crossed several of my lines.
Fair. I do not recall what year this came out and what year that anime came out, but I was like, what chicken and egg? But I'm glad they are inspired either way. You are part of an academy, so very sort of a already high tension sort of feeling, and writing, driving, taking care of a mech is part of your core curriculum. Mine was Latin in high school, not as exciting, I think. But you get to settle all your problems with mechs. Lunch money fights, settle it with a mech. You want to contest an engagement, a marriage proposal, fight that with mechs. So that's where I'm like, it's very Witch from Mercury
Mhm. I
vibes.
laughed and then I was like, "Oh no, that actually happens." Yeah.
That absolutely actually happens. So definitely check out this setting guide by W.H. Arthur, who is a POC based in the UK, has made some
Mhm,
other games that we have shouted out on this channel as well. And
mhm,
they always have like some sort of, they sort of challenge what your state of calmness is and then sort of crank it up and then crank
mhm.
it down, like in a way you can just enjoy the ride.
Yeah.
So I'll tab later and I will find out what year this came out and what
Mhm.
year which one Mercury came out from Gundam, because
I
it
think
would
it's
be fun.
close. I think they're very closely. I think they were both last year, if I'm remembering correctly. But you go do your research, and I'm gonna go in a slightly different direction. It's a shame I couldn't segue into this one from talking about the AP because, again, it's wild how many things that you find in the genre where people are exploring the bond between mech and pilot
Hmm.
itself. Um, if you've been following MECHtember content, you may have seen me doing some co-working streams recently where I've been working on mini games for the Mecha Mini Game Jam. It is, I can't officially shout it out because the people who are organizing it are American. Sorry, it's just the way it is. But a game jam for people to get knuckle down and write some mini games akin to the ones from Firebrands.
Hmm.
Firebrands being a mech game made up of several mini games. And I've got to write a couple. It's been absolutely fantastic. And our wonderful friend Ayfa from our Discord from some of our productions, from several other productions. She's on the internet. She's everywhere. She's fantastic. She didn't even
Is
wait for the co-working stream. She was like, "Oh, I can do that," and just bashed out this incredible game, this two-player game about being a sad mech AI watching their pilot slowly die. Content warnings. Shit's sad, yo. Shit is so brutal and so heart jerking. Heart jerking, tear jerking, heartbreaking. I did a mashup. Um, it's
valid.
just a sad little game about a doomed pilot and a mech that can't say goodbye. The pilot is dying, and only the mech realizes that. And at some point, you have to bring yourself to the point where you can tell the pilot, by the way, sorry, life support is failing, or wherever it may be. And I can't keep you alive, and we're going to have to say goodbye. It's absolutely wonderful. I think Ayfa wrote it in like 2 days or something, which is just astounding. Highly, highly go and recommend you checking it out. It is pay what you can, but if it deserves to have a couple bucks thrown her way, because it's just an absolutely magnificent effort. For somebody who is, I believe, just sort of getting started with game design, it's a really great foray into the mech genre. Go and check it out. Somewhere Beyond the Stars is a duet mini TTRPG by Ayfa McLean-Fay, who is Irish based in Switzerland.
Yeah. Ayfa's such a good being. I love Ayfa's
We
energy.
love Ayfa. Yeah.
Ayfa's great. We love Ayfa.
One of those people who's constantly talking in the Discord, keeps that room a buzz, and we love that.
Oh, by the way, I did my mini research.
Mm,
So, Sword Pilots from Europa came out in 2024, and
mm,
the anime came out in 2022. So that way, it also was, I imagine, I'm
mhm.
projecting,
Yeah,
inspired by a very good show,
yeah, makes sense.
as
Makes
one
sense.
should be, because that was a very good show.
Yeah, even the artwork, like that looks like a Gundam for sure, with that iconic, like the unicorn horn.
Mm. Oh man, I had the privilege of getting to see the quote unquote life size one in
Oh,
Tokyo,
yeah, that's
and
rad.
I feel I was the only femme presenting spouse also taking photos with me in it,
Mhm.
because you saw like that day I happened to
Yeah,
go there, like a lot of ladies femme presenting people just kind of off to the side waiting on their
waiting.
phones, and you saw a lot of the husbands get excited.
Yeah.
But because I'm small, I got to go in front of the husband, like, no, me, me, me,
Me,
me,
me,
me,
me,
me,
me.
me, 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 me.
Incredible.
Husband too, but
Yeah.
mechs are a they also make your relationships and marriage stronger.
True.
TM. TM. Talking about relationships and making things strong.
Hell yeah, the
I did
segues are
I
good.
did a segue. I happened to play a little game this week, last week. What is time? What is
Mm,
time?
it's hashtag MECHtember. That's it. That's all it is.
I love that we made it from month of Max or Max May I. MECHtember works.
It did.
I'm really proud of that. That
It's a
was really
shame we had to
fun.
push it back, but I'm glad that we did, because we couldn't have done it in May, and we've given it its due. I think it's got the time that it deserved.
Yeah. And a little bit of time I did indeed give to this wonderful little game called Ironheart. Let's center that a little better. There we
Mm.
go. Ironheart is a solo TTRPG where you're essentially sort of journaling this exploration of you as the pilot and your ongoing relationship with your mech. Your
Mhm.
mech has a heart, has feelings. It can grow emotionally. It can grow in skill set as well. And I got to play the quick start, and it was very, very sweet. I think I said I'm only going to play 90 minutes. I ended up playing 2.5 hours. Oops. And was very worth. It was a very good time spent.
Mm.
The system was fairly easy to follow. I some games I've played with a playing card and other sort of knickknacks. This was very simple. So I
Mhm.
kind of love the less physical. For me, I like the less physical things possible when I'm playing a game. Except dice. Gotta have math rocks.
Yeah.
The art is also sort of very sweet, very
Mm.
storytelling, and the goal is the focus here is the relationship you're having as well. Yes, your mech can have all these fighty pew pew things. Pew, pew, pew. the world is also specifically one that is post-war. So
Mm,
these are mechs that are being repurposed for building and not destroying, for connecting and not breaking. And there is that sort of push, at least in my playthrough, there
mm,
was that push and pull of violence is the answer. But I thought we were making friends.
mm,
Sort of uh, storytelling, which challenged me a bit in a positive way. And I'm
mm.
sort of glad I went through that experience. In my playthrough, ultimately, I was like, we're going to fight um, to disable the systems that are powering the bad person, the BBG, and that was a okay,
Yeah.
and it was just sweet. There were a lot of tables for world building. There were a lot of tables for what your mech can do, and one of
Mm-hmm.
the cutest things I saw, I'm saying the word cute, was that these mechs, despite having these former purposes of destroying, they grow idiosyncrasies, they grow quirks. So
Okay.
your mech now has this quirk that it is really attached to animals and it wants to take care and herd and
Oh
shepherd
no.
animals. Like your mech, you're driving your mech to the countryside and there's a herd of sheep. Your mech might quote unquote fight you for controls to go
Mm,
observe the sheep.
that's really cute.
And I'm just like, oh, so this is the kind of relationship. It's like having a child. And that's why
Mm.
happened to name on stream my mech. I just named him Kid because
Oh, that's so cute.
it was super cute. Uh, the influences, Vision of
Mm,
Escaflowne, my first Mac anime, Mobile Suit Gundam, the Iron
mm.
Giant, thank you, of
Love
course.
the Iron Giant. Yep.
And I highly, highly recommend check out the quick start, or the game also recently is completely out as
Hmm.
well. So do check out Iron Heart by Parable Games, based in the UK.
Hmm. Good beans. Good beans. Met them at UKGA. Nice people. That artwork. I really love like the monochrome. Like you could go so OTT with mech art, but I love that they've just toned it down. The fact that it's referred to as a lo-fi game,
Mm,
there's something very, very unique and charming about that. I love that a lot.
charming. That's a really
Yeah.
succinct word for the feeling of the game. Yeah.
So cute. And we love a thing with add-ons, like with a notebook and your own
Mhm.
yes. Mm,
Give me
vibe.
notebooks so I can
Yes.
do like all the colored pens and all the
All the stationery. Yep. Incredible.
I will send add-ons.
Beautiful. All right. Okay. Have we reached the last game? Is it time to talk about the last game?
Maybe. I mean, look at the time. I mean, we're right on time.
Yeah, we're doing great. So this one's a little bit different. This one is not a game in which you automatically play as a mech pilot. This is a game in which the premise is kind of what if mechs were the bad guys? And I have
Oh.
to do the whole kind of full disclosure thing. I have here this beautiful copy of the Dreams and Machines Player's Guide, and I have over here this beautiful copy of the Dreams and Machines Game Master's Guide.
Mhm.
And the wonderful, kind folks at Modiphius, beloved UK-based publishers Modiphius, were kind enough when they heard that we were doing MECHtember to send
Oh.
me this. They gifted me this so that I could check it out and talk about it on stream. So, full disclosure. Um, I've had my eye on it for a while, though. That was part of the reason that I was like, would you? It's ready.
Mhm,
Um,
mhm, mhm.
I'd love to own a beautiful TTRPG book, even if I never play them. I just love to own them and occasionally leaf through them. And this one caught me off guard a little bit because the way that they've done it, the way that they've laid it out is a little bit different. So at the top, it is quite lore heavy. It has got a lot of like background and discussion. Most of it is in the game master's guide, but there's a good introduction to it in the player's guide. Tale as old as time, right? Who hasn't been here before? The northern hemisphere of Earth kind of blows itself up in a nuclear war. Loads of evacuees go south. The southern hemisphere becomes the cultural center of the world, the technological center of the world, and then they start looking at ways to colonize other planets. They do this, they go and they colonize another planet, and then something bad happens back on Earth, and the colony planet is cut off. Can't get back there, can't communicate anymore, have to start fending for themselves, start accelerating their technological advancements, and come up with an AI, a like mega computer machine called the Builder to protect them, to create mini mechs, to create the technology to create any object from thin air. Um, and it all goes terribly wrong, as AIs tend to do.
Ahem.
Ahem, ahem. Very, very prescient book. And so this is all like that's all the backstory. And then this takes place after all that, in the aftermath of this war between humanity and the builder, which went very, very badly for humanity. A huge proportion of the population has been killed off. And so if it's giving any hints of like popular video games of the last sort of 10 years, yes, it's very that. If you've played that game and thought, gosh, I wish I could play that in a TTRPG, this is how you can do it. This is how you can do it. You play as one of the survivors. There are factions. There are like the geography is all laid out, all these different places to go. And so the way that the book is presented is like a notebook. This is Kari's storybook. And throughout the official proper layout of the book, some of the artwork, my God, look at that.
Ooh.
Right? Big old mechs. Let's go.
It's like they're trying to sort of evoke vibes.
The vibes are strong. But then part of what you get is like this Kari, this little girl, has annotated the book. She's done scribbles and doodles and stuck in flowers that she's found, and she has like commentary on the people and the factions. And it just adds this wonderful layer of realism.
I love
And
that.
just the artwork's so gorgeous.
I love it when TTRPG books are not just because they're mostly for GMs who are going to ultimately run the game. I love it when they're more than instruction manuals, which they are and they need to be. But they
Yes.
themselves are storybooks.
Yeah, they have to be a lot of things to a lot of people.
Mhm.
But goddamn, look at the monster robot. So yeah, the robots actually end up being the bad guys, and they're one of the primary monsters that you end up facing. Again, Kari has annotated the Game Master's book, and it's just so cute.
Oh, wow.
It uses Modiphius's, I believe it's their proprietary system, the 2D20 system,
Yep.
where
They
you
use it in
are.
Star Trek Adventures, for example.
They use it in a lot of things, yeah. It's not for everybody, but I can see it working really well in this. It's because the thing that they do is they don't just it's not just the same system. They add things to it or they change things. There's like tertiary resources. Like in this, you get spirit, you add truths. To me, it's got elements of Blades in the Dark. It's got a little bit of Daggerheart in it, and that kind of cipher system of GM intrusions. Like you generate a resource for the GM to spend to make complications happen, not bad things, but complications. Um, I can see it working really well with the right group, with a like kind of narrative forward group. It's not super crunchy. I would say there's quite a lot of elements to it. Like you have attributes and you have skills, and then you set a difficulty and you roll, you can build a dice pool and you're rolling under. There's quite a few steps, and you have to would say you'd have to spend a bit of time dedicating to getting a group set up, and I don't think it would be very good one shot. Maybe I'm wrong, but I can see a prolonged campaign being incredible, absolutely immersive. And if you've got people who are on board and get stuck in, I would be really into a campaign of that. I think it would be fantastic. It's Dreams and Machines by Modiphius, who are based in the UK, and the mechs are the bad guys.
The mechs are the bad guys. Dragon Meat. We need the convention to be 2 days so I can actually
Ooh.
like have evenings in a hotel room and like play with friends.
Peregrine's like, pitch it. My dude, do you think I have time?
The time has been well spent though on MECHtember.
For sure.
I wonder if we'll see something similar, the same next year because last year we did Summer of Sci-Fi.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe we should go
Hmm.
back to that. Because we've taken it down, like we've made it more niche. Maybe go back to sci-fi.
Or a
Or
completely different theme.
yeah. High fantasy February? No?
Hmm. We'll workshop it.
We'll
We'll
workshop it.
workshop it. We will workshop it.
We always
Um,
do.
and we ended up pretty damn proud of it. I mean,
Yeah.
we were like, oh my God, it's going to be a whole long month. And we did quite a lot of content. We had some amazing games, the most recent of them being game-wise 10 Candles, but make it
Mm,
mechs.
God.
And someone gave Sam a gun with 10 chambers in it.
And Sam really said, "Bang, bang, 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 bang."
And then Chris was like, Matrix move, reverse, bang.
Mhm. Dodge this. It was fantastic. If that's your vibe, if you can handle really intense, doomed storytelling, cannot recommend that one enough. Really cannot. And honestly, I don't think we did too much content. I think we paced ourselves and we didn't overload ourselves. I think we did just the right amount. The other game that we featured, of course, was Girl by Moonlight, which is
Yes.
another one of those games which is it's kind of setting agnostic. It's like a toolkit, and you can adapt it to lots of different genres. Like that's the point. As long as it's kind of got that magical girl transformation. And in the core book, there is the setup to do mechs, and our good friend Jacob said, "Yeah, let's do mechs with that." It was only a two shot. Spoiler alert: Jacob has pitched a full season for next year, so let's wait and see. But the performers in that were just top notch. They did so much in 2 sessions, one of which they lost 30 minutes because of tech gremlins. They still managed to deliver the most intense narrative beats. They did it authentically. They did it like safely and respectfully with one another. It was a masterclass in running a two shot. It was really really wonderful.
I'm in awe of how we find these, not how we find. I'm in awe of how much we wring out of these
Mm,
subsection of a subsection of a
mhm.
subsection of the hobby space,
Yeah.
and how emotional we get about it, considering the panel we did that will be referenced from here on. I am still collecting gifts from it. I will still be making shorts from that for
There's a lot.
come to
There's a lot
Kingdom
of
Con.
content to mine.
Like I want to make a Toto's like with the X on her on their poster, like
So funny.
there needs to be a permanent like animated emoji on all
Mhm.
the channels
Yeah, we can make that happen.
with their consent, of course, but that's just precious.
Yeah, it was great. It was a good
Oh,
time. Go and check it out. Like we've referenced it a couple times, and if you're not already sold, I can't help you. We didn't really take it seriously. It was we could have talked about it for like 3 or 4 hours. We had to cut it off after an hour, but we covered a lot of ground and we had a lot of fun. It's just a good chaotic stream. Go and
yeah.
check that one out.
And that'll be in MECHtember, and we'll see what we're
Yeah.
doing next year around this time. We can give a couple of sneak peeks of what's happening for the rest of the month now that
Mm.
MECHtember has ended, as we are moving on to the latter half of the darker, colder months. We do
Mm-hmm.
have something that is properly announced for next
Yes.
week. What's that?
Doom Spiral.
Is that a
Uh,
happy,
yeah,
lighthearted, cute
Yeah,
uwu
real
game?
chill, world building,
Kawaii?
collaborative. Nah, mate, the world is doomed. You are forsaken. The gods have forsaken you.
Oh,
Attack and dethrone them and decide the fate of this disgusting, grimdark world all by yourself.
that sounds like a
Um,
video game.
it sounds a lot like a video game. It's weird, isn't it? How people play video games are like, oh, I'm going to do that myself. If you've ever played Dark Souls, if you've ever played Elden Ring, any of those intense boss fight, tactical kind of games, this is for you. But it isn't tactical. Like, it is tactical, but it doesn't feel like an overbearing system to
No,
relay that level of tactics, right? You were in it, Ida, so you tell
I,
us all about how
I
you felt playing it.
I happen to be in it. I have not played the aforementioned games
Mm,
because I have shit hand-eye coordination. Like if there's a jumping
valid.
puzzle or platforming, I hate it. I can't do it. So I've seen my husband mash keyboards, and my very calm, kind, introverted, shy guy get emotionally upset at the games and enjoy it. Okay. So I went in with an open mind to play this game. However, in this one shot we did, it was already imparted on us mechanically how to sort of elevate each other to
Mm,
go for the what seemed to be the boss that will kill all hope.
mm,
Within this short time, the module that we use, the system that is used, the instructions that are very clearly laid out in the book, um, you sort of got to understand immediately what you're meant to do, how that brings the story to life.
mhm,
While you get a boss that suddenly you hear a Latin choir and a second HP bar comes up. All
mhm.
that happens, and you don't need to be a pro gamer.
All of that happens.
All of that happens. I am not a pro gamer. I Yes, give me the olden days rules as written 5e,
Mm,
Pathfinder, 2e. Give me crunch. This game wasn't
mm.
crunchy, but at the towards the end of the game, is like we're kind of pro gaming here,
Yeah,
and
that
it was
boss goes
really
down
nice.
real fast. You
We
can almost see the look in. So Zach, the Jelly Muffet, was the GM for the one shot, and you kind of see the look in their eyes, like, "Huh, welp, you killed it." It's a wonderful moment, but everyone's celebrating. Everyone's so excited that they were clever enough, that they were tactical enough, that they used the right abilities. You got some great dice rolls in there, doing some major damage. And it looks like it was so much fun to get that ending, to get to that point.
It's also like a really fun cast to play with. We all took on those tropes of like those bitter,
Mm,
grizzled, trickster, ulterior motive people,
mhm.
and it was a lot of fun. The artwork is smashing. The vibes is you immediately know you're doomed.
I'm gonna pull up the drive. I'm not gonna show off everything. Don't flip to my screen until I say, but
Yeah,
oh my
yeah, yeah.
god. Some of it is just this guy. Look at this guy. Yeah, you can go on my screen now.
Okay, we're going to look at the guy. Going to look at the guy now. The guy
This
is being
is
perceived.
perceive him. This is Gwydain, the Stormlord. This is one of the six gods of Veftenhall. He's so rad, and he's a boss. You could go and fight him and maybe possibly win. So rad. Really looking forward to it. I was back at number 3. I made sure to back this game. This is from our friends at Soul Muppet. Let me find you the link. Let me find you it, because if you
I
haven't backed it yet, you gotta. You got it. You got our link.
No, I was just making sure you can Google ahead. I transitioned you off so we don't see.
Beautiful. No, it's in here. I got it. I got it.
Of course,
We're kickstarting right now. Our one shot is coming out on Monday,
Monday.
7 p.m. BST, 8 p.m. CEST.
That sounds
Um,
right.
I hope so, because I'm the one who's going to be hitting go on the button. Um, please go check it out. It looks fantastic. The fact that they've managed to make Dark Souls into a TTRPG is fantastic, and
And
it's
that
just
was just a quick start, even.
yeah, a prolonged campaign of that. Heck, oh heck, pitch it. Somebody pitch it.
I hope it gets pitched.
Please.
Let's see. So that's next week, and then further on, nothing has been officially announced,
Mm-mm.
but we happen to know because we're based in Europe and a large part of our community also based in UK, that
Mm,
October does tend to be Black History Month.
it does.
And we especially like celebrating this really underrepresented community that is based in Europe and the UK. It is not necessarily Black History Month across all of Europe.
Mhm.
It's also really telling that countries don't acknowledge the contributions and the
Mhm.
history that exists and the
Mm.
wealth and prosperity that was done. I'm getting into a colonial spiel.
Yeah, it gives all lives matter, though, doesn't it? Let's be honest. Mhm. Mhm.
But at
But not
EU,
here.
not
Not here.
here, because there is such a wonderful, wonderful, talented, kind, kick-ass community of Black creatives in Europe and the UK, and we're going to have games that feature them and tell their stories and their games as well.
Mhm.
Announcements coming soon.
Soon. TM.
It is also in the US, at least. This was actually created by the US,
Mm.
um, Hispanic Heritage Month or Latin Heritage Month. Um, did you know that a lot of Latin American countries, South American countries, uh, they are also repurposing the month instead of being like, oh, this was a US creation. No,
Mm.
this is also a day that we celebrate our identities as a freed country. This is the
Yeah.
days we're celebrating liberation from colonialism and the cultures and the ethnicities and all the joy that we managed to sort of find and build from a very complicated and dark future. Here we
Mhm.
are. Encanto, all the wonderful things.
You must watch Encanto in the next 30 days. That is the law.
I'm telling you, otherwise it's a hate crime. Um, and for me personally, and I talked about this last year around this time as well, is
Mm.
that the Latin American community is very underrepresented in Europe.
Very.
And It took a lot of time. I look at the community building, but I think we can start and we can take our first step. And you will also see that coming within the next 30 days for Latin Heritage Month here in Euphoria.
Mhm.
Excite.
It's really exciting.
It finally happened. I will get emotional during the recording and then I say,
Mhm.
okay, in a
Yeah.
happy way.
Not now. Not now. Keep it
No, no,
together.
no.
You got
No,
it.
no. Okay. We're okay.
And then we're gonna have something in November, and then we're gonna have something in December, and that's all we can say. That's all we can say.
If you want to be part of something
Oh,
beyond
do something. Yeah.
November and
Yeah.
December, you can still join us. You, if you're a GM and you have a story you
Mhm.
want to tell via this game or that game or this system on this platform, and you want to bring us for the ride, you
Mhm.
want us to elevate your story, you want us to help you tap into our European network of amazing actual play performers, of award-winning production, of safety facilitation, of accessibility considerations.
Mhm.
You want to reach a larger audience? Now's the time to pitch that story to us before the end of this September month.
4 days. You have
Yeah.
4 days until the form closes.
You have documents
Mhm.
with subchapters and subchapters of lore and world and text. You have in those binders, in some notebooks, on some napkins, you have that spark, that campaign, that one shot, that game you always wanted to try. You know who you are. Have you pitched it to Euphoria to make it something bigger? To make it like art for an audience?
Mhm.
Because you can for 4 more days. After that, the form will close,
Mhm.
and we are going to do the Euphoria staff is going to take on the very difficult task of picking only a handful, because the ones we do ultimately pick receive every bit of support we can throw at it
Mhm.
from all the aforementioned things. And just for funsies, these projects that we've thrown our everything to are really well received. They bring our community into a higher light, even internationally, even award winning.
Our shows were on a cinema screen today in New Jersey.
That's so weird.
What the fuck?
That I cannot. I love it, but
Mhm. It's
I
wild.
it's hard.
Wild.
It's hard to understand. We are going to give particularly special consideration, first priority, to people who pitch from people who pitch us who identify from marginalized communities. If you are POC or marginalized gender, neurodivergent, disabled, um, queer,
Mhm.
especially want to hear from you. If English is not your primary language,
Mhm.
especially want to hear from you. This is
Mhm.
a platform for people who are based in Europe. We have a lot of amazing communities that center and uplift other geographical areas. We love them. Great for them. They should shine, but we're going to shine here.
Mhm.
And then together we'll all shine together, but we have to kind of focus to shine here.
Yeah.
4 days.
4 days.
4 days. You got this.
It's already gonna be so hard. But you can make it just that little bit harder. Giggity. Alright. And
Yeah.
that'll be us. Yeah, I think so. I think that's a wonderful note to end MECHtember on. We will see you in Latin Heritage Month and Black History Month. We will see you in November, and we will see you in December. We're gonna be doing the charity thing. So
Yeah.
get your giving hats on for that.
Just the
Um
season.
Apparently so. I saw our house with Christmas decorations up already today. That's a whole can of worms, but apparently it's time to start thinking about that again. So yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in to everything that you have tuned into. It's had a wonderful response, all of these games. The VODs are all up. You can still go and check them out. Please do. Subscribe to us on YouTube if you haven't already. Get some watch hours in so that we can monetize YouTube and not just Twitch. Go and check that out. And yeah, come and join us in the Discord if you haven't already. Follow us on all the socials. Follow us on Patreon. Come and follow us even at a free level. But if you can throw us a couple bucks, we promise we'll make it worth your while because there's lots of excellent content that Michelle spends an awful lot of time curating and putting together.
Mhm.
We're trying to build something here, and it's so far people seem to like it. And we
Thank
would
you,
like it
people.
if you liked it. Yeah, thank you, everybody.
Thank you, people. You're very kind. I'm going to now tuck Darcy into bed.
I'm gonna go to bed. I'm very unwell.
Friend.
Yeah. I
Okay.
can hear my baby going to bed, and I'm just gonna be like, yeah, me too,
If you
baby.
want Darcy to feel better, please send money.
Yes, please. And then I can buy whiskey for hot toddies.
All right, friends. Till next time. See you around. Bye.
Bye, everyone.